them. Have you brought out any new invention which the country can be proud of during the last 25 years? No, nothing. This is what is happening to all our research institutes. The most normal problem that particularly Kerala is facing today is the condition of our roads. You find that after every monsoon, and we got two monsoons, the southwest monsoon, northeast monsoon, about 7, 8 months in a year there is rainfall here. And our bitumen roads are not able to stand this heavy rainfall. Why? Bitumen roads, if you find go anywhere else, they are standing well. You go to the Middle East, you go to America, you go to England, you go to any other country, you find bitumen roads are durable, they are standing well. Why in Kerala it is not happening? Of course, one technical reason is the formation is bad. We don't consolidate the formation properly. But the basic mistake is the type of bitumen that we use. Its binding quality, it loses if it's exposed to rain for 1 or 2 years. Why is that happening? Can we not find out some other bitumen which have this binding quality which is not at all go away? This problem, as a member of the planning board, I raised to the Central Road Research, CRRI, Delhi, Central Road Research Institute, Delhi. Do you know the immediate reaction? Instead of taking it as a challenge, as a job which an engineer should do, they wanted to make it a business straight away. They immediately made a big estimate to carry out the research, send me a bill of about 75 lakhs. This money has to be paid, then only they can take up this research. And that institution is one of the scientific, one of the research institutes under the CSIR. I was a member of the governing council of the CSIR as a nominee of the Prime Minister a few years back. And I found this tendency of all the scientists, any research, any research really needed for the country, they want to make it a project, and a project to be proposed by some organization, to be funded by organization, because most of the money then they can share among themselves. So I found fault with the director saying that this attitude is no good. You should take it as a national service. Don't think that it is only a job that we have to do to get a compensation or a reward. This attitude has to change. Generally, I am only taking one simple example. Generally, I find this is the attitude with most of our engineers. What is that I can get out of this? Am I getting a promotion? Am I getting recognition? Or is it a service that we are doing to society that never strikes the mind of the engineers of this type? This attitude has to change. We are very fortunate to join an institution like NIT, where we get excellent education. And we have a duty to pay back to society what we have reached, what we have got from the government or from the NIT. For training an engineer in the NIT, I don't know, I have not calculated here, but I have seen in the IITs, the government spends more than 3 lakhs per student per year for running the institution. And how much is the fee that we pay? So much of we are getting from the society. When we come out, don't we think we have got a duty to see that we pay back to society something that we have got from such institutions? This attitude is required with the engineers. Otherwise, our country has no future. The previous Prime Minister had mentioned that this country needs $5 trillion for infrastructure development alone during the next 10 years. The previous Prime Minister had mentioned that. We are nowhere raising this money. But what we engineers should remember is, if $5 trillion are available, build for the country, for the infrastructure projects, do we have competent engineers to carry out this huge task of converting this money into real projects, Ladies and gentlemen, our delivery record of our engineers is very poor. Takes lot of time. I see day in, day out in Kerala alone what is happening. How much time it is taking. Nobody seems to be really committed to the job that they have been done. This commitment or this, I won't say love, at least this eagerness to contribute something to society, that is missing. How do you bring back this culture? How do you bring back these values or ethics in the profession? I think this must start in the institution, in the teaching institution itself. This sort of a culture has got to be instituted. It's not merely the technical knowledge that we should impart, but also a culture by which the knowledge that they gain, they utilize for the society. That has not also to be instilled in the students when they are working. Any of this, I go to many colleges, many IITs, IITs I also give convocation addresses. This is one thing I always insist, that along with the subject knowledge that you teach, along with the objective knowledge that you teach, why don't you teach also some subjective knowledge to improve the personality of the student? He picks up good values in life which will be useful for his rest of his professional career. This we totally miss, I find. And some of the institutions I find that the basic things that are necessary, for example, all our technical education is in English. All of you know that. It's all in English. We are not, the education is in English. Even in the polytechnics, subjects are taught in English. But do you know, the standard of English of the polytech student is so low. He's not able to grasp, he's not able to cope up with this. We have got a 3-year course for the polytechnics. Only the first year, English is taught in a very, very unwilling way. The remaining years, no English is taught. With the student, with the result, the student when he comes out, he has no communication skill. He is not able to go out of Kerala and work anywhere. Within Kerala is all right, out he is not able to work. Only last week, I attended the Diamond Jubilee celebration of Jagaraja Polytechnic, Alagappan near Tricur Polytechnic. I was the chief guest there. I was really shocked to see the students, the standard of students, the way they behave. Certain discipline is required in our institutions, which is totally getting vanished, I find. No proper discipline. The faculty members or the principal or the director is not able to control, enforce discipline within the organization or within the campus. And we see some of the things that is happening all over the country because of lack of discipline. That's the first thing that we should bring back. Discipline in the campus, discipline in the institution. Our politicians are encouraging this from outside. And most of the disciplined, indisciplined work that is happening is not within the organization, it's all from outside. Guided, motivated, instigated from outside. I had to go to Kakkanad Government Engineering College once, about 4 or 5 months back. The principal, he was full of woes, tears. He is unable to do anything in the campus because he is not able to enforce any discipline, all because of the outside influence. Unless these things are set right, the engineering education is not going to improve. Engineers are not going to get the real status in the society. I think all of us assembled here, we have a duty to see that something is done in this matter. And some of the faculty members from NIT also are here. We should bring back this discipline in the campus first. And instill proper values in the students, not merely technical knowledges. I always tell them that if you don't know a thing, you can learn it or you can engage somebody who knows it and get things done. But if you don't have character, if you don't have values, if you don't have a culture, this cannot be borrowed from anywhere else. This has got to be built in the individual itself. That can be done only in the educational institutions. I had the opportunity to study in the Basel Evangelical Mission High School mentioned by Dr. Suresh, VM High School, Palghat. It's a Christian institution. But the type of discipline that this institution had, the type of moral values instilled in the students in that school is something marvelous, I can tell you. It's not merely because it's a Christian institution. The teachers were so devoted. They were committed. And we were two students from that institution who have come up to the national limelight. One is myself, the other is Mr. T.N. Session. We are classmates. T.N. Session, we are classmates in that school, sitting in the same bench. You can imagine what type of education this institution has given. Why can't we have these in all our institutions? This little tradition is still being carried on by certain Christian institutions in the country, but not government institutions or private institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought these stray thoughts of mine I will place before you for discussion or for you to think about these things. How we can bring the professionals, the profession's image, status high in the society. This has got to be done by every individual concerned. As a profession, we have to see that today, if you see the Padma Shri awards, how many doctors have got? So many doctors have got. If doctors can get it, why not engineers also? This is a recognition. I will leave these things to you for rumination or discussion. At least, please ensure that these values, culture is instilled in our children at least. We have at least that much duty. We may not have control over NIT, we may not have control over College of Engineering, Trivandrum. But if our student is studying there, let us see that the student imbibes good values and culture along with his technical knowledge. That's at least the least that we can do in this matter. Thank you very much.